How you doing, guys? Welcome to another Monday evening for most of you guys out there. It's middle of the afternoon for me. Today I'm trying out, again, a new setup. Can you see my microphone? Yes, I think you can. I tried to run the Bayer Dynamic MC840 instead of the lavalier mic. I feel like I get way better result overall, less background noise, and especially thanks to this device here. The source extractor is doing an amazing job on this microphone, and I'm like far away from it. Turn it on. I sound like I'm in a vocal booth. And I'm not. Hold on. I was not even in the front of the capsule. It was off a little bit. So, yeah. Really cool stuff. Again, the wing never stopped to surprise me. The amount of feature that you get for the price, it's crazy. We have great quality preamp that I'm running fairly high on this thing. Getting to 35, can go up to 37. After 37, you kind of get background noise coming in. Like I can show you guys. I got a compressor going, so don't be afraid it's not gonna get too loud. But even, there you go. Now, can you hear it now? I'm gonna take the source extractor off. You know, I'm getting into the digital step because at the end of the preamp, the Midas pre even themselves have a little bit of digital boost to help them. But 37, source extractor on. It's great. I feel like I'm doing a radio show. But it's a podcast. First, I must say, hi Ralph. How you doing, man? Thanks for writing me again an email this week. I don't remember. Hold on. Did I reply to you? Maybe I can do this on the live stream because I think you asked something really cool. Yeah. I didn't reply to you, but I'm gonna do it in this stream. You basically, I read your email, by the way. You basically asked me what should you bring for a live gig. You gotta bring an XR18. We're gonna talk about XR18 here. It's the same mentality, X32 wing. We're all in the same family, right? Okay. So, because I did a live gig yesterday, it's fresh off my mind. Honestly, it depends on the situation. What you're describing to me right now is you're doing a small set for X amount of people and you want to do something quick. I would say bring as less stuff as possible. Maybe electrical tape, XLR microphone, your XR18 speakers, but don't bother bringing a backup of a backup of a backup. You know, honestly, the only tool that I bring when I'm doing a live show is my trusty Letterman Waves. It's my 5th or 7th one after the years, because this one is broken. Like, yeah, I broke that many years ago. Tried to pry something out of I don't remember, but I remember breaking these. Other than that, the blades on this one are fine. Most of the time, I end up breaking these blades. That pops off. I always lose there's a little screwdriver, like a glasses screwdriver in there. Precision screwdriver is getting lost all the time. After that, this thing's been rock solid. Like, if I don't break it myself, like pretty much on purpose, it's gonna do it. And it's basically the only tool that I need. And I end up most of the time not using it myself, but like share it with friends. Most of the time, I help them with my. It's ridiculous the amount of time that you need a Phillips screwdriver to just like fix a guitar strap, whatever, or using the cutter here because the guitar player forget his string cutter and he doesn't want to stab himself in the eye with a string, so I end up just give it to him, cutting his string. It's basically all I'm carrying around. That electrical tape to clean up the wire, because having your wire clean and ready for the next gig is the key. You're going to save a lot of time if your stuff is ready before. But XR18, get your show ready, get your patch list done, pre-program as much as you can. By the way, I will shamelessly plug myself here. I finally did a vlog yesterday. Well, I filmed yesterday my gig of yesterday. I did a vlog, and I'm gonna go through the whole process of like pre-programming the gig on the X32. Go there. Be probably good at programming. I didn't change much on the show. Too bad I don't have the screen capture of the iPad. Next gig, as soon as I buy a new iPad, I'm gonna do that because it was a provided by the producer iPad to go with his console. So I cannot do screen share and I cannot bring that iPad home to take the screen recording out of it. But I show you guys the old preparation thing. What I'm guessing that I'm doing on the console, I do that all the time. Hey, I should. What's up? How you doing, man? Other than that, I try to think. Try to do as much as you can, but stick to your stuff. I mean, don't bring guitar string for the guitar player. That's his thing, Unless he hire you as a band gear, as a backliner. Not your job, man. Take care of your stuff. Bring extension cord, power bar for the band, because they don't bring any most of the time. Bring power bar for the band, like 2 or 3 power bar for the front, 2 or 3 in the back. Just link them one to another. Most of the time, guitar amp and stuff like that don't take a lot of power. You can get away with like a single plug in the wall will supply for band. I remember you talked to me. Hold on, let me get my email. You talked to me about bringing a power conditioner, maybe. Okay, you get a list. Power surge. I would say I don't know. It depends on where you are. I live in the greatest place in the world for electricity. I live in Quebec, Canada. We have the best, most stable electricity in the world. We produce too much, so there's never anything down here. We produce enough electricity that we sell it to other provinces in the States. So really stable, never power drop. If they do maintenance, you can have an app on your phone that will tell you that they will be doing maintenance on the line a couple hours before. So no, really lucky here. I don't know where you are. I think you're in Belgium, if I remember correctly. I don't know what the power situation is there. Voltmeter on your list, yeah, bring that. If the power is not safe, bring a voltmeter. Make sure that you have ground wire. I know I can tell for Europe, but in most of the houses here in Canada, until I would say late 70s, 80s, wire in the wall don't have ground because they saved on cost. They saved on copper and they didn't need a ground wire. So in really old places where I go, where the electricity has not been done, but that's changing because of the law. Yeah, you cannot have insurance on a house now if you don't have a ground. But for the old places, just double check that you have a ground wire that is working. It can save life, and it can save humming noise from your stuff. So test that with your voltmeter. Tool, duct tape, yes. You said power extension, bring that. Power distribution, if you have power distribution. Ground separator, yeah, don't use ground separator. You don't need them. If you have a ground loop problem, most of the time it's because you are using two different outlets for powering up your stuff. So, trick of the trade here. Make sure that all your stuff is going to a single ground in the panel. So if you, for the small setup that you're talking now, couple speaker, console, band, you don't need that much power. Maybe one or two outlets for the sub and the top. And you need a single outlet for your console and your backline. Like all the band stuff, even if they have like big, huge Ampeg 410, that's only like a couple hundred watt. This is like a 300 to 400 watt amp. All that together, like AXR18 is probably under 50 watt. It doesn't draw a lot of power. If you add all those together, you're gonna get maybe to 1,000 watt. Like all your guitar amp, keyboard, computer, stuff like that. If you get up to 1,000 watt, it's probably gonna hold fine in like most single plug everywhere in the world. So try to have everything going to the same plug as much as possible. That way you don't create different path to ground that cause the grounding issue. Light torch, headlamp, yep, bring one of those. PC tablet router, don't bring any extra. I mean, just bring one for the XR18 because the built-in one is not good. I think I've already told my story of that time that I could not start a show because the built-in router in the XR18 just crap out on me when people came in the venue. All the cell phones were interfering with the router, and I was there trying to connect to it. Nothing I could do. What I did, if it can help you, I took out the antenna, which reduced the range a lot, but being next to it, like physically, like that far away from it, my iPad was able to connect because all of the cell phone who were scanning for Wi-Fi were not seeing that device anymore. So I end up like being the only one asking that router, "Hi, can I connect to you?" So I was able to start the show like that. But it took me a good 5 minutes of having people in the crowd like going, "What's going on?" before I do that. So bring a router. Don't bring a spare one. Just bring that. Stand and table. Okay, what I did yesterday is going to come out in the vlog that I will release soon. To mix at the front, I bring myself a iPad stand and a straight stand. Cheapest straight stand that I could find with my iPad on it, and for the first time ever, I did not suffer back problem from mixing of an iPad because the iPad was there in front of me and I was able to mix like this, not like I had to put my head down just a little bit, but I did not need to hold the iPad, and that was game changing for me. Now I'm always bringing a stand with an iPad, and yeah, people respected me more around surrounding me because I'm not just a guy. Like, people think that I'm playing Pokemon Go. Well, sometimes I do, but I don't play Candy Crush with my iPad. I'm mixing, but people don't realize that. Just the fact that I had a stand with something to like put it on, it changed something for me. Let's put it that way. So if you have the option, I would say, yeah, go ahead, bring an iPad stand. A music stand would also work. Bring a music stand, put your iPad on it. Other than that, if I check your list, yeah, MP3 player, yeah, sure, you need that. Maybe if your router, if you have an Apple router, there's a 1.8 connection in the back of these router, and you can stream from your phone to the 1.8 in the back. Take that 1.8, plug it into your 217 and 18 extra input that are just line level. Plug it into that, and you can stream from your phone to that router and stream music. USB stick, not needed with the XR18. SD card, not needed with the XR18. You don't need that. Headphone plus where to put it. Yeah, probably don't, because listening to headphone is not going to help you in your live environment, because your headphone don't sound like the PA, and what matter is how it sounds in the room. Talkback mic, yeah. If you have the option to run a wire for a talkback mic, or just what I usually do with my bands when I'm working, I have a talkback mic on stage with a foot switch. So if you can build a setup like that, maybe a switch mic. Do I have it here? No. I have really cheap mic, switch mic from Bayer that you could bring a switch mic, put it next to the stage, and if somebody is on in-ear, you can talk to them without nobody in the room notice it. That would be good. Let me take a look at your list. Spare mixer, spare stage box, spare Cat 5 cable. Probably don't. Well, if you do, leave them in your car, because you probably don't need that much. I mean, for the small kind of event that you're doing, you don't need that many spare. Unless your gear is in bad condition, which I would say just take the best of your gear that it's gonna work. But I've never heard of an XR18 failing that much, so probably don't. Yeah, heavy duty music stand. When I'm talking about hi Pancho, what's up? When I'm talking about stand, I'm talking about stuff like K&M. Don't cheap out on stand, because that will play against you. And you gotta put expensive microphone on stand. The worst thing that can happen to a SM58 is probably having it dive capsule face down in the ground from a cheap stand, because after sometimes the weight of the mic, just have it face it down, and it just slip out of the clip and it face right down to the ground. That's probably how you break a 58 more than having it falling to the side. So I know it's a little more expensive, but a K&M, I'm gonna talk Canadian price here. A K&M stand is around $80. A cheap one will run you $40. You're gonna buy 3 cheap stand before you even scratch the K&M. Go ahead and just buy the freaking K&M. It's gonna last you forever. I have mic stand on I'm bringing live stand on a gig with me for years. Those stand are probably 40 years old. This is like the first generation of K&M gray silver one, and they gonna last forever. The worst thing that can happen to them is the rubber washer inside the head that's moving, that's gotten worn out, and you still can order those parts. So in 20 years, if they worn out, I can just order some rubber washer, or DIY myself some rubber washer, and get them going. They're gonna work for a long time. So don't skip on. Just bring goods then. Your list was created with the wing in mind. Okay. Yeah. Don't bring a spare mixer then. Or if you think you're gonna have a hard time, bring an XR18 and leave it in your car. But honestly, no, man, you don't need it. The wing is brand new. Most of the time, what happened with console when they die is the power supply is going out. But so far, I didn't hear of anybody having power supply problem. You could be the really, really unlucky one who ever faced that problem, but that would have come out. Trust me. People are really good at complaining for no reason, or not with no reason, but people are really good at complaining when something's not working. So nothing wrong with the power supply on the wing. Just the only backup that I would bring with a wing is a Cat5 cable. Just maybe if yours is gonna break on you, you have a backup. But other than that, you don't need spare. You don't need spare stage box. You just need one, the one that you're gonna need. That's it. Stage box don't break. Maybe you can explain out when you say private monitor. Talking about stage monitor, in-ear monitor, or near field. I would say don't bring near field because they're gonna lie to you. Not in the way that they would lie to you when you mix in the studio, but they're not gonna sound like the PA. The mix that you will have, it's not gonna be the same as the PA, and yeah, you don't need that. Something to clean microphone caps. Yes, bring that. Alcohol, mouthwash is a cool tips that I used before. Mouthwash, try to have one with no sugar in it. Some of them have sugar in it, and sugar just gonna grab into the capsule. But I've dipped in mouthwash a couple capsule. Alcohol is just gonna work great. Not the kind that you drink, even though that will work. Something to keep the cable in places. Yeah, electrical tape is my go-to when production nowadays are more caring more about the environment. I bring everything has Velcro just to wrap around the pole of the speaker, around the mic stand. I have a bunch of Velcro now that I just bring. Masking tape, not really. If you bring duct tape, masking tape is not good enough. You don't need to write down on a console anymore, or maybe if you want to do it. Sharpies, yeah, if you need to identify something. But most of the time I'm using electrical tape, like white and black. This is what I carry around the most when I need it. But one roll of black is usually what I bring. If I need to bring only one roll, that will be white or whatever color that I have in stock. No block, maybe. I never really used that. Not with the iPad nowadays. I just bring an iPad with my patch and stuff like that. But yeah, masking tape to write on. I would say don't use masking tape because not that it's not gonna work, but here the stuff that we have here always leave some glue residue on the gear that you use them. It's just like if it get in the sun, if it's getting warmed by a spotlight, the glue just gonna stick to the XLR cable that you put it on, or whatever thing that you put it on, and it's just a nightmare to take off. So electrical tape, don't do that, or way less. So electrical tape is my way to go here. But if you got duct tape and if you have masking tape and you want to go with it, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. If you don't do it that much, it's gonna work too. Make sure that, like I said, if you put it on something, don't put it in the sun or in the spotlight, and that's gonna work. Yeah, that's about it, man, for your list. This is what I would do. Don't bring everything that you need. Don't bring that much backup, like stuff that you can't really back up. Don't bring double the amount of XLR that you need. Just bring one or two extra, just because, I'm a big fan of not having coil of XLR next to everything. So I try to bring, we're working in feet here, so I bring 5 feet, 10 feet, 15, 25, and 50. And I just use the right cable with not that much loose on next to the mic stand, or depending on where you want to leave your extra cable. But I try to have the cleanest setup as possible. It's just me. That's the way I like to work. Sorry, guys. Frog tape work well. What is frog tape? I don't think we have that here, or I never had that. We don't use that term. What is frog tape? I'm curious to learn from you guys. Okay. Just to get back to what I said, yes, I have a vlog coming out as soon as I got the okay from the production, because I show some stuff in there that is not released yet. So as soon as they released on their side, it's basically, I'm gonna say, it's the inside of the van that we're using for that tour. It's not released from them. They want to release their own video first. As soon as I got the go for that, I will be able to release my vlog. I also need to edit that. It's gonna take a long time because I take a lot of footage. I have like 2.5 hours of footage to go through and just sort out and try to make it like under 20 minutes, because I don't think you guys want to watch a video that is an hour and a half long. So yeah, Ralph, I hope I help you, man. I know you can. You told me that you don't do a lot of. Hold on. I feel like I'm far from the mic. I know you don't do a lot of live gig that you said. I think you're probably more used to work in a controlled environment. Yeah, you said I'm not very experienced in live sound. Just don't bring too much stuff, because it's gonna work against you. It's gonna be what we called here heavy. You're gonna bring a lot of stuff, not really use it, and carry it from the house to the car, from the car to the house. So bring what you need. Couple of XLR extra, maybe a Cat 5 extra, because that's a showstopper if you don't have one, if it breaks on you. But yeah, cat cable is resistant. I would say as much or better than XLR cable. Could be wrong, but so far I've break more XLR cable than anything else. Okay, frog tape is like a better masking tape. It's like painter's tape but blue. Okay. I never really work with that, because again, I'm using electrical tape for everything. Maybe it's, as far as I know, it's cheaper for the amount, for the length that you have in the roll. It's it's under $1 here for a roll of tape at cost when you have a AV company and you can order them by boxes, because let's face it, where the company where I work, or used to, I don't even know anymore, but the company where I work, he's supplying other production. So we are the dealer for, I don't know what companies. It's not 3M, but it's a company of tape. And we have boxes. Like, we have thousands of roll of tape. Gaffer tape. Do I have my... Anyway, we have every color of electrical tape, all the 10 color of electrical tape. We have gaffer tape from every color: white, neon green, neon purple, pink. We have like really bright pink camera tape. We have like every gaffer tape, duct tape. We got everything there in like thousands of roll. Right? We even have at some point a client ask for brown duct tape, and we still have some roll left from that, and brown camera tape, like the one that is made with fabric. We have brown of that. Don't know what to use it for, but we got that. If anybody is deeply in need of brown, we call it camera tape, but duct tape, whatever, fabric tape. If you if you're in deep need of that, give me a call. I can hook you up. I have some roll around. Okay, well, that's gonna be it for Ralph list. I think so far you think about a lot of good stuff, a lot of good thing. But again, black electrical tape will be a lifesaver because it's the same color as the cable or as your gear. So if you need to tape something that's not going to be visible, that's going to be it. That's going to be the best solution, quick. Like, you can have it in your pocket, just do a quick. The first thing that caught my eye on a live setup, if I'm not working, is the cable around the speaker. You know, when you have a subwoofer, a pole, and a speaker on top of it, like most setup. If you didn't tie your cable in the back, that's like, this is the first thing that caught my eye. So please do that. If you have speaker on stand, or even speaker just on a single stand, no subwoofer, tape the damn wire like around the pole. It's ugly to see, like, wire in the back just going down with a small curve on them, because, you know, the EAC cable, the power cable is just like not straight because it's new. So do that, please. Let me get back to. I'm reading my phone today. I want to go to the Behringer group. The Wing group, because I saw a subject, something that I want to talk about, and I want your opinion. I saw this morning somebody asking about a global tap option in the Wing. It's not there yet, but can I ask you guys, do you see a need for that for live sound, to just have maybe one global? I'm a big fan of having multiple time going on some effect. Maybe you can do like a global tap and have subdivision of effects changing. But when I'm using chorus, when I'm using, do I have some effect here? Let's go to console view. Sorry guys, okay, so, you know, when I'm using a chorus, when I'm using a tap delay, I don't want them to be the same. I don't want them to be the same tempo all the time, because I want to have my delay sometime. Well, in the song, most of the time I'm using different tap delay, different subdivisions. Sometimes I tap on the beat, sometimes I go half. Sometimes I go double because I want to slap back in some part. Sometimes I want a repeat delay. My chorus, I don't usually change it that much. So would I want a global tap to influence that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't see a use for a global tap in the Wing because everything is so custom. It's so customized, and with all the option that you have on the right here with the custom control, I don't mind having to tap two different things. Yeah, so sorry to react to somebody who probably didn't watch my channel, but I was asking myself, Al, do I really need that? And, you know, not sure. Just let me do something that bugs me. It's gonna be better. The autofocus will stop too. Just changing his mind on the console. Oh no, I get it. I don't know if you guys can see this, but my camera here on top is trying to get me on focus with my. Can you see my finger in the screen? I think it sees that and it's trying to get that on focus instead of the screen itself. So Yes, you remember, right, Ralph? The Pro Series have a global tap, and I assign it only to my delay because, yeah, I don't want everything to change at the same time. So global tap is an option. I can see why some people would want it, but if you have the individual effect, do you really want to go global tap? That's a question, maybe. Yeah, yeah, Chris, same thing here. I don't think I will use it either. But yes, so I mean, there are so. Sorry, I'm getting notification from people. There is so many different approach to mixing, and you could be right. I mean, you are right. If you're doing something and it works, you are right, and I'm wrong. Or my method is different than yours. If your method is working, who am I to say that you're wrong because your stuff is working? There is so many different approach to mixing, and when you get into the use of effect, nobody can be wrong or right. You like it or you don't like it. If you need a global tap to trigger, let's say, your chorus, your reverb, your delay. Actually, this is something. If anybody from Behringer is watching, please be the first company to make something. I'm going to give you a little backstory here. When I was studying for sound, that's when I was 20, that's 2007. It's a long time ago. I feel old. When I was 20 and I first discovered the tap tempo and stuff like that, like you could change the time of something by having a beat to it, having BPM. I asked my sound teacher in school, is that function available on Reverb to having the length of your tail defined by the tempo of the song? Because I was thinking, oh, maybe I could have a tap tempo on my reverb tail. We know when you want those big snare and have it so it follows the bend. So it's not too long, it's not too short, it's not overlapping over the next snare hit. And he laughed out and say, no, this is not the way. Like, I get what you mean, but this is not the way the reverb works. And he just went on doing his thing. This guy's a professional, trust me. He's been with a lot of people here. He's like in the top 10 sound guy here, active sound guy. So this guy know what he's doing. He worked with Yamaha a lot. I don't see, give me your opinion. I don't see any reason why you cannot do this. You cannot have a tap on the reverb. I don't think it's doable. If anybody in the chat know the answer to this one, I don't think it's doable to have on the reverb. Well, maybe we can check it out. Oh, wrong knob. Let's say my blue plate. I'm gonna bring that up. I'm gonna assign. Can I assign? No, I can't. Yeah. Somebody point that out. You need to be able to assign stuff from the effect rack in the routing. That would be awesome. Please, Behringer, please do that. Sorry, guys. Okay. How do you assign an effect again? I just did 2 days on X32. I don't remember anything. No. I'm totally in the wrong place. I need to go to a bus. I need to go to a bus and have, let's say, my last bus. Let me check my effect rack. Okay. Not 12. I want to go 14. 14, I don't have anything. In the last effect slot, I'm going to assign this reverb. Here we go. Sorry guys, brain fart here. I'm not assigning output to that reverb. I'm inserting it into a boss. Okay. Now, let's go to custom control and see if this is an option or not. No, I need to press here. This is what I want. Let's go to another layer, layer 2. Let's go effect. What we got? Effect. Nope, not insert on off. FX parameter. Are we talking about the blue plate? Yes, we're talking about the blue plate. Maybe I'm gonna learn something live with you guys. Can my decay be tap tempoed? Nope. When I press on it, because sorry I don't have a console view, when I press on it, it just displays 1.26 seconds of decay. It doesn't tap tempo. Diffusion, no. Okay, so that's not an option. I don't see why it cannot be defined by tempo. Like you can, I know it's another effects parameter that you need to have, but it's another layer of complexity, I mean. But that would be so fun. That would make my song or my reverb to tell out for the song, and I believe this would make my stuff sound better. Because the question at the end of the day is always, will it make your stuff sound better? I think it will. Could have been wrong. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Okay. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat. Been going at this for 45 minutes, and I only answered one question. Do you guys have any question about the wing, about live sound, about anything? Could be X32 even. I don't. I know I'm posting those live stream on the X32/wing/ XR18, MR18. It's the same software. But yeah, if you guys have any question about console, the console, this one, go ahead. I'm all yours. If I don't have any question, we're gonna wrap it up because I don't want to do a too long stream today. I did an extremely long one last week, but sorry, I'm just gonna read Ralph. May not be practical, but you can use a dial and assign it to decay. Yes, but it's more. Let me explain it to you this way. Yes, I can do that, but I don't always know. Like, I guess somebody can tell me that I'm wrong and I'm not good, and I'm not good at live sound. But I don't count in time. I go with the beat of the music, so I know around like how long 1.5 millisecond is, but I think it would be easier if I can just like tap it to have the right amount of time and say, if I go like this, and that's an amount of time. If I can tell, double that or quadruple that, and tell me how much time in second it is, because it's hard, sometimes when I get too much into it, the feel of time, spatial time around me changing because I'm really into the song. It's the same thing when you play a song. For any of you musicians out there, you go like, oh, it was not that fast when you were playing it live, and when you watch the tape again, you would go like, wow, we played that song double the speed. It felt way too fast. But when you were in the moment, it didn't felt that fast. So just to avoid that guessing game of changing your decay time. It could take you a couple of hits, trial and error to go too far, to go, not enough, too much, not enough, too much, to get it dial right to the beat of the song. But because here we're talking about beat of the song, this is why I'm thinking if I can have, let's say, my decay set to a full bar when I'm tapping it, I could have it I could tap it half of the speed if it doesn't have the option to change it. But to me, it would make sense to just being able to go I can press it on my snare hit as my drummer is hitting it, or I can, even in the future, if we have a trigger option from audio to trigger a tap tempo from a snare, when the drummer is doing his hit, it will automatically register an amount of time, or it will trigger over MIDI, over OSC, or the noise gate could trigger that, and it would tap the tempo of that reverb. So on fast song, the reverb will short down. On longer, slow song, the reverb will open up. This is what I do most of the time, because I can get the reverb time long enough in the short one, or toms or whatever. But if you could dictate the beat, if you could dictate the length of the reverb with the beat of the song, to me it makes sense. Because like I said, this is the slower song, you want a bigger reverb. This faster song, you want shorter reverb. If the band plays to a click, yes, you can calculate the delay time. I used to do that on some shows. Most of the time, my band play with a click, so I can put that to use. I can know the BPM and set my stuff up. But it will be a math problem to just know how. I know there's a calculator out there. I know Dave Pensado's using it all the time, and he's really verbal about it. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna come back here. I know Dave Pensado using that all the time, but live, when there's a change in the set list, the drummer just changed the song in the computer, and I could not do a preset about it, or I could get myself ready or do a preset per song or preset per BPM. But that's a lot of prep for something that may change if it's not on the click, or sometimes the band don't play with a click. A band who doesn't play with a click, that would not work. But yeah, there is option out there, but I just say it could become a cool option to have. But please don't get me wrong, I don't want to complain. I just want to give out an idea to have reverb or tap tempo. Could be global or not, but having that and use it to good use. Okay, well, it's gonna be a short show today. We've been going at this for over 50 minutes. If you guys don't have any more questions, we're gonna call it a day. Please be on the lookout for my vlog of my first gig. My first gig with people since I think March 2020. Yeah, it's my first. Yesterday was my first gig with 100 people since March 13, 2020. Chris would say, I would definitely use tap tempo. Well, yeah, it would make sense. It will be another tool to have in your toolbox. So I don't know who to ask for this. I'm gonna try to ask people over at Behringer, see if they reply to me on this one. They're really cool, by the way. They answer most of my questions. Just I don't want to make it sound like they don't answer. Yes, they do answer. When Behringer say that they listen, they really listen to everybody. They don't do what everybody's wanted them to do, but they do listen to everybody. They are really aware and open. So, until the next one, guys, please like that video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Take care of yourself. And I see you guys all later. And I don't know where I put my damn... I don't know where I put my outro. Is it this one? No, it's not. Okay, I'm gonna do it manually. Take care, guys. See you all later.